Alright, just a hard and fast video for things you shouldn't let get away for free. Disclaimer, these are by no means answers. They're options that I don't see many people using. There are always counters to counters, so don't at me. So starting with Rashid, a lot of his pressure is actually fake, especially the fireball. There's usually a big gap in between. If there's no gap, he's generally minus. So you can either interrupt if you're close enough or jump forward, as you can see here. They are reactable, just don't hold up forward. Um, Medium and heavy, there are gaps big enough to interrupt or jump. And if there is no gap, you're plus. The other one is EX dive kick. I'm not immune to this either, it is really fast. But if you block it and you dash, you can do anything you want. Depending on how fast you dash in your character, you're generally around plus 19. As a general rule of thumb against Balrog, every time you block an EX dash punch, just jab. Do your light string. He is plus 1 here, but he's too far. The only thing he can do is jab, and a 3-frame jab trades 90% of the time with his jab, so neutral resets. It also interrupts the V skill 1 kick, which is the overhead, and the V skill 1 P, which is the punch. It's a true block string and it's -4. There are ways he can trade using V trigger 1, but we won't get into that. So here I'm just letting him do EX dash punch and I'm just jabbing his jab. As you can see, it trades. He does have a 3-frame, but most of the time it doesn't reach. But it's very rare that it would beat you out and he gets a combo, so I think it's worth the risk just to jab to reset the neutral. As you can see, I'm mashing jab again, and the V skill P is not hitting me because it's a true block string, and then he becomes -4. And there you see the overhead gets interrupted and you get a free combo. So jab is your best bet after blocking EX dash punch. Speaking of getting away with murder, Karin's probably the most notorious for it, and most of the time it's by accident. So you can always a jab. Make sure it's a crouch jab, because stand jab for some reason doesn't hit. She goes under. So crouch jab into your generic counter hit combo. Also, she can delay a shoulder. This can trade in her favor, but keep in mind it's -2. Aside from that, I see a lot of Tenkos go unpunished on block. Again, I'm a victim of this too, but it is -10 co, so just be mindful of what you're blocking and not just blocking. A lot of the times people stand full screen away from Dowser because they don't know what to do, but they're not actively looking to punish anything. Find your button that best punishes his extended limbs and abuse it, unless you have a free get in tool. So here I'm recording his generic back medium kick flame pressure. It's similar to Rashid's, where the heavy one has a massive gap and the other two are true block strings. The only difference here is he can delay the medium punch flame, which can be a frame trap. So Sims like to do the cheeky hard punch fireball, which leaves him plus, but there's a massive gap. I think it's about a 7-frame gap. Sweep trades, I'm pretty sure it's 7 frames. Yeah. So you can jump, you can interrupt if they do the heavy punch one. The light punch and medium punch are true block strings if he cancels instantly. See, I'm mashing jab and nothing comes up. That's the medium. So the only way he can get around that is if he does delayed cancel, which can trade. So Sakura's dash is pretty fast, and they do like to abuse this. A generic one is forward throw into either stand heavy kick or dash throw again. But you can actually delay a jab to beat the dash and block the stand heavy kick. So the dash itself is -4, and if she tries to go for the dash throw, she'd be -9, I believe. But in other words, she's more punishable. So here, delay jabbing on wake up. So it should block the stand heavy kick and interrupt the dash throw, so she can't reset. This one is more about awareness. If a Sakura feels under pressure, she will EX Tatsu into V-trigger. You can't interrupt this or backdash or jump, so just be aware. So this is quite a common one that I see abused. It's Chan's lightning legs into VT2. There is a gap here that you can DP, but a lot of people don't, I think because they don't know they can. So you can also super if you don't have a DP, or you can V-shift for a punish. She has to cancel into VT2. or else she'll be minus in your face with legs blocked. So it's definitely a mix-up in your favor. And the other one is slide into VT2. Very similar, but I would say more tricky because it's really seen. Very similar to Bison's slide into VT2, where instinctually you want to punish the slide, but then it comes out and you get hit. So just be aware of that if she's activated. So Kens with VT2 like to do crouching medium punch, crouching medium kick to stop you from walking back, and is a safe way to activate. What I never see is it being interrupted. It's a 4-frame gap, so a 3-frame will interrupt. If you backdash, you'll get a reset and his fireball comes out and you can punish upon landing. The only way he can beat this is if he does the back medium punch target combo confirm, and if you block, he's minus. If he finishes the target combo, he's about minus 13. So the only way for him to make that safe is to do an EX fireball. He can't do crouching medium punch, standing light kick because it doesn't reach. So basically, once you see a crouching medium punch, don't be afraid to challenge it. He either has the spin meter to make it safe, or have his hit confirms down to a T. So all of Fang's rebenders are about minus 8 or 9 on block. Sometimes it's too far for you to punish, but what people don't know is if that when it whiffs, aka when the cloud stays, he's actually minus 30. So if you block a rebender and the cloud disappears, you're about plus 8 or 9. But if he whiffs it, so you fail to block it and the cloud stays, you see that? He's minus 30. So anybody super can hit here. Well, except Geef. Rest in peace. Last but not least, everybody's favorite character. So I think Cammy is one of those characters that can either play rushdown or zone you out. It's important to remember that her crouching line punch is 0 on block, so don't be afraid to challenge after seeing it. Her crouching medium punch is also plus 1 on block, and they normally do crouching medium punch into crouching medium punch, which is a 4-frame get. So the key takeaway here is, because crouching line punch is 0, she now has to meaty with standing light kick, which doesn't tick throw. She can still frame trap you, but this means you can walk back out of the throw. Crouching light punch she can tick throw, but it's 0 on block. So the only way she can frame trap from a crouching medium punch is into a back medium punch. Back medium punch is 4 frames and it is plus 1, but if you stand block after the crouching medium punch, it whiffs. Alright, so that's the end of this video. Making this made me realize how little I know about this game. I just do things instinctually. Again, these are not answers for any situation, they're just options that you can put in rotation that would have to make the offensive player change what they're doing. Introducing more options introduces more opportunity. So good luck to everyone at Crush Counter Capital. I hope this video helps.